Swear word, swear word, swear word, swear word.
Yeah, no, you can swear. I mean, yeah, you can swear all you want. I don't give a shit.
Why you
Guys, I hate all of you.
advertise revenue for the future?
I cast insult. Vicious mockery. Same thing.
So, hello, players and everyone else. Welcome to episode 10 of Curse of Strahd. That means that we have been playing for 2.5 months now, and personally, I cannot fucking believe how quickly that time has fucking flown by. Did you guys realize that we've been doing playing for? We skipped 2 weeks, but we still have had 10 sessions. So
yeah, that means we've been playing longer.
3 months, yeah.
Well, I haven't been here the whole time. So.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I'm not nearly as much.
That means you don't get to celebrate.
That's right. I'm just gonna sit here in the back.
It just says it seems like only yesterday, like I was putting this game together, you know.
I remember the first time Rivix and I ever talked, and the first thing I said to him is, "I hate you."
I think that's the first thing you said to me too.
I remember the first time Nice Snow met any of you, and she said absolutely nothing.
Nice. Well,
I'm pretty sure "I hate you" is the first thing most people say to Rimpak and Ryan. But I'm just, you know,
To be fair,
I just have that
when
face,
Nice Snow
you know.
met Veen, Nice Snow was knocked the fuck out.
Well, welcome to another Thursday night Curse of Strahd. Last week, you guys found yourselves in the Blue Water Inn, face to face, finding yourself face to face with the Mardikov family. Erwin and his wife and 2 sons took you under their roof, gave you some food and drink, and you spent the evening getting the children that you found at the old bone grinder settled in to town. Myrtle, Freak, and one more session, and I swear to God, I'll remember all 3 of those kids' names. Niles. And
Niles, my boy. Man.
More RP with the Freak.
And you spent a little time getting to know the Mardikovs, or a few odd characters who are regular citizens of Lackey that were also inside the inn. And you kind of spend most of your time just settling in after kind of a bit of a harrowing journey from Barovia to Vallaki. At the end of our session last week, you guys woke up in the morning for some early breakfast, and you came down to the common room of the Blue Water Inn, and you guys kind of milled about. You got some coffee, had some eggs and bacon or whatever the Mardikovs were cooking that morning, and in the midst of your breakfast, Ismark burst through the door of the Blue Water Inn, his clothing torn, his overcoat just totally missing, his billowing white undershirt torn open down the front. His lip was swollen, and he had blood dripping from a cut on his face. He burst through the doors of the Blue Water Inn, and he announced that his sister was missing. And that is where we find ourselves now. If anybody wants to add anything to that session recap of last week, you're more than welcome to at the moment. This would be the time.
Veen bought Nuru stuff out of her. No, so Veen took. So Nuru gave Veen 150 gold pieces, and he immediately spent it on a bunch of bullshit. 2 wedding bands.
That's not bullshit.
Tents and leather armor.
With the dick out and the butt out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did Nice Snow ever buy Rimpak his mace with the 30 gold pieces?
Nice Snow has not had the time.
At least,
that's cool.
At least 2 of those items. At least 2 of those items should have had some form of sentimental value, or hopefully at some point they'll gain some.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you find yourselves now. Ismark has burst through the front doors of the Blue Water Inn, heavily breathing. He took her. That monster.
Rimpak immediately slams his mug of coffee down. I grab Ismark by the shoulders to calm him down, and I go, "Calm, man. What do you mean? Speak plainly. What happened?"
He still seems kind of panicked.
All right, I slap him across the face.
He takes a deep breath. He kind of snaps out of it when you slap him, and he tries to regain his composure. He looks down at himself. He feels his forehead. He pulls his hand away, and he sees the blood smeared there across his fingers. He says, Irina and I went out into the town early in the morning to try and meet some of the people. Try and introduce ourselves to some of the shop owners and perhaps find work here. We were outside of the toy maker's house. He was just opening up his shop for the day when a bald man came out of nowhere. He rushed towards us, and he grabbed Irina by her arm, and he started dragging her away. I shouted at him to stop. He turned and he struck me with the flat of his axe. He knocked me into the mud, and you can see like half of his pants and stuff are all muddy on the back, and he dragged her through the streets. All the people of the town just moved out of his way. No one wanted to help. I followed. I tried to stop him. I think that he brought her to the burgomaster's mansion.
All right. I'm gonna real quick, just Frankie. Yeah.
Yep.
I think your fan on your laptop is picking up on your mic a little bit.
Okay.
Just turn up the sensitivity just a touch. Don't have to be much, probably, likely. All right, so I'm gonna say like I'm gonna look around the room. I'm gonna see who's down with me in the room. I see Nice Snow.
I think everyone is there.
I don't.
Sorry. Nice Snow immediately leaves the building after hearing this.
I'm gonna tell him to take us to the toy shop owner's house immediately, right now. Let's go. And I'm gonna essentially look around the room, make eye contact with our mates, and like let's go. But we gotta do this.
So you guys step out into the streets of Vallaki. In there.
Before we leave,
Yeah, sure.
Huh?
What's up?
I tell Ismark to go collect his father's sword.
He rushes upstairs on the outside staircase of the Blue Water Inn. You hear a wooden door fly open, and he comes back down with the longsword that Irina had on her waist. It's likely that Irina and Ismark did not go out into the town armed to make a good impression with the townsfolk that they were trying to ingratiate themselves with. He comes plodding back down the stairs, heavy-footed and still breathing very heavily. Ismark seems very flustered. He's like pulled the sword from the scabbard, and you can see it's like in his hand, and his hand is like shaking. I've brought my sister here to Vallaki for this.
Good, Ismark. Guide your anger, man.
Naru's going to pipe up and say, "This is better than Strahd.
And
It's still safer."
Is it though?
so he brings you through
Is it not Strahd?
You make your way out into the main street, the main thoroughfare of Vallaki. In the early morning, you do see people coming out of their homes to do whatever it is that they're going to do for the day. Various shops in the town opening up.
Weird
and
Vallaki stuff.
different a few guardsmen kind of, it looks like they're probably almost even changing post as you guys come out of the inn in kind of in Ismark in kind of a tizzy. A couple of guards actually are walking past the Blue Water, and they kind of stop for a moment and look at you guys gathering, and they give each other kind of a look, and then they walk off. But Ismark leads you east through the streets of Vallaki, and then kind of down off of a side road, and he brings you to he brings you to the front of a little shop. You see actually, when you get there, the shop itself looks fairly uninviting. It's 2 stories tall and has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All the windows, shutters are closed up tightly, and there's kind of a deathly... Oh no, that's the wrong... That's my bad.
What a toy shop!
Right?
Sells toy coffins for children.
You guys go directly kitty corner across from the Blue Water Inn.
You're not a coffin shop.
Can you ping on top of the building that's a toy shop?
That's my bad.
Is it the red?
I'm
Oh,
sweating
sorry,
profusely right now. The crap. So the Blue Water Inn is the one with the little blue border. So it would be, I think, this one directly across, almost with the little, the kind of the little pillar or whatever. Right on top of your token.
The pinnacle roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this cramped shop has a dark entrance portico. There's a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse above, with two bees kind of in this big, frilly, very exaggerated handwriting on both sides, on either side of the horse, flanking the entrance of the two arches. Lead-framed windows line the building, and the glass is dirty. You see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." Ismark says, "It happened just out here." And he took her that way. And he points
North, south, east, west.
I believe to the north. Nope. To the southwest. He dragged her through. He dragged her through the streets.
This away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna approach Ismark. I'm like, Ismark, was the person that took your sister, did they come out of the toy shop or were they on the street?
They were walking on the boulevard. I saw him with two guards. They came around the corner.
Guards.
As soon as he
City
spotted
guards?
us, yes. As soon as he spotted us, he just started running towards us. He grabbed
Nuru?
Irina by the arm. He started dragging her away. He would not say a word.
Little
Naru's going to
OOC.
ask Rimpak, is the
Yeah,
burgomaster Valaki bald?
No. Rimpak. No.
No, I don't think so. Real quick, OOC. I don't think this toy shop has any interest for this kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys want to check it out anyway,
It's right
I'm
out.
cool with
It was like right out in front. So
yeah, so part of the toy shop itself might not actually be involved.
Ismark says that the toy maker was standing out there as well and saw what happened, but
he might not be as shook as Ismark.
So,
Ismark seems a little shook.
Naru's going to suggest that so Ismark mentioned that Naru's going to suggest going inside to ask the toy shop owner to see if he knows who the
Just one of us should go to not intimidate him. too much.
I
He's
just
the
start
least
walking in.
intimidating.
I walk in.
Ismark says it was the man
He's
that
walking in.
Ismark says it was the man that you described to us on our way from the bone grinder, the one with the deformed arm.
can't remember.
I'm lost.
I'm also lost.
That's okay.
Nice knows what he's talking about, but doesn't recall the name.
Deformed arm. That sounds super familiar. Hold on, let me check my notes.
One of the things that you would have known about Valaki Rimpak is that the burgomaster's right-hand man, a man by the name of Ezek Strasny, enforces the burgomaster's law in Valaki with an iron fist. He's a bald man, and one very notable characteristic about him is that he has a deformed arm.
Is it his right arm?
He looks like
My strong hand.
he looks like it's like the reverse of that, essentially. He looks like a normal human, except he has a red bulging arm with like spikes coming out of it and shit. And he can cast fire from it.
You told me about that back then in our zero session we had. All right. Would I have at this point, when I hear this information from Ismark, would I have recalled the information? Can I roll for that?
Well, once Ismark says that it was the man that you described, like you'd be like, oh yeah.
Okay.
You didn't have any
I was-
interaction with him, but you definitely saw him.
Yeah.
You definitely saw him in the town.
I'm gonna call to Veen as he's heading towards the inside the toy shop. I'm like, wait, Veen. I know who he's talking about. He's the Burgermaster's, essentially his number one guy, right? He's probably taking him either to the I guess there might be a jail here, right? A jail, or to the
There are,
Burgermaster's house. I'm not entirely sure exactly how the government runs.
There's like a town square where there are stocks, and anybody who speaks out against the Burgomaster, or does anything bad, is put in the stocks.
It's probably the stocks then.
But
That's what I'm gonna assume. I'm like, we should go check out the stocks.
as you say that, I'm just going to say, Ismark said that he dragged her towards the Burgomaster's house, though.
Hmm. Which
Okay.
is the opposite direction, yeah. But you can still go in the toy shop if you want.
Nuru is going to suggest going towards the Burgomaster. It's like there's no reason to waste time now that we have a pretty solid idea of the where
Make a
Rimpak is gonna say something real quick. I want to motion Nuru. I'm like, Nuru, if Ismark's sister is in the stocks, she'd be safe. Burgermaster's house might be the logical chase point to check out first.
So Veen and Rimpak, you guys are kind of both standing right in front of the largest window of the toy shop here. But why don't both of you make a perception check for me
Yeah.
as you're kind of having this conversation between each other?
Hold on. Where is my cursor? There it is. Found it.
Was I correct to outline the one building in purple
No.
as the Burgomaster place?
Nope.
Okay,
Those are some good perception rolls there, Veen.
Yeah, very perceptive.
I think we might see something in them there windows.
The
Your character isn't very perceptive.
Not very, no.
this building that I'm about to ping is the Burgomaster's mansion. Nice now.
I guess
Yeah.
that one.
Okay. Is it the blue? Is it the blue or the red one?
You've been googling shit, man. It's the red
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
that
it's the red one. It's you'll come to notice that on all 5e D&D maps, it tends to be the red buildings that are points of interest.
Ah,
Yeah.
So let's go break into this one. Is there
you know what,
any-
man? My shit is so off right now. I'm like, I need to just take a deep breath.
Yeah, no, take your time, man.
I'm gonna
Don't
go.
worry about
I'm gonna go get water. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Because
Jerk off or something.
because
I don't
because you guys are actually like right here.
It's the other place with the chimney, not that.
So
one.
I'm assuming this was meant to be the toy shop.
I'm going to be for a toy shop, yeah.
The cat is on the counter.
The cat is on
The
the counter. Is
cat's
that
on the
code word
counter
for
with the
something? Are you
silver
trying to
spoons.
activate some Soviet agent? The cat is on the counter.
the
What
cat is on the counter. The milk has been pushed onto the floor.
Manchurian candidate. Doop, doop, doop,
It's-
doop.
it's
Assassin the
Butt
president.
is facing north. Its butt is facing north.
I also said
Its
this.
anger is nowhere.
At some point, Nuru just needs to be obsessed with knocking things off tables, right?
That's very cat-like, I
Just like,
suppose.
that's a very nice glass of mead you got there. Be shown to, oops!
Hey, don't be knocking my glass of meat on the ground. Okay? Rimpak needs those.
Have you watched Naru's Session 0?
I have not. I didn't know it was available.
I think you
It's on his
should.
YouTube.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, it's probably going to give you an idea as to why Naru does some of the things he's been doing.
Wait, is my session 0 on YouTube as well?
No.
I've been going hard all day. I only even ate like a fourth of my lasagna. So I got it. I'll pull it together. I got
So
it.
you're a fat cat, is what you're saying. All right. So did we meet our perception check for this window look?
Yeah, both of you almost instantaneously as you're having this conversation in front of the toy maker's shop, you see sitting in the window a little doll.
in a toy shop. I'm super surprised.
This doll, like, has a striking resemblance, even to what she was wearing when you arrived in Vallaki, to Irina. It's
All right.
it's carved of wood. It's painted. It's carved of wood. It's painted to look just like her. It's got a little tuft of, you know, it looks like a little medieval Barbie almost. Like it's got this like what's probably horsehair, doll hair coming out of the back that's like brown and very shiny.
Whoa.
So
And,
is
and,
it
and, and,
like
there,
an-
and there's like a little pedestal right in the center of the window, and it's like resting there on the pedestal, kind of sitting, and it's got this black lace high-collared shirt on with a red skirt, just like Irina was wearing on your way to Vallaki and everything. It's like identical. It's like the Irina Barbie doll of Vallaki.
So like disturbingly uncanny
Mhm.
resemblance.
Mhm.
All right.
There's even a
real
little
quick.
there's even a little long sword strapped to its waist and a breastplate over her clothing.
Before we RP this, what's Ismark's sister's name? And is she
Irina.
literally built like a Barbie?
Irina, and she's like built like a Barbie. Yes.
Damn.
Irina's good looking, for
Girl,
sure. Yeah.
thick.
She's
Is
like-
she like ridiculously young though?
Hey, it's D&D world.
Yeah, you know, they started popping them out at like 13 here. But no, she's probably more like 18 or 19, and
Sure, let's go with
Yeah.
that.
As long as she's been out of school for at least a year, it's perfectly fine.
I mean, we haven't run into a school yet. Just saying.
No school, no
well,
prom.
it would probably be like the children would probably go to the church to
Yeah.
to have school.
That's-
Yeah.
This Title IX stuff. All I'm saying. Right on. Okay, so she's built like a Barbie. We see this stuff, and Nick. So I want to look at Veen. I'm gonna look at the back of the bar and look at back at Veen and be like, you see what I'm
He just
seeing?
starts walking in.
All right, I'm following Veen.
Naru's going
He's
to ask
taking-
what Naru's gonna ask Veen, what are you doing? Like not necessarily judgmental, more
Alright.
concerned.
Rimpak's
I
gonna
point at
point at the doll.
and just
Rimpak's
continue to
both
walk.
point at the doll. Be like,
We both
Look at
point
that
and
for
then
a
just like,
second.
no, we're going in.
no,
I'm
say a
assuming-
word. We're going in.
Naru's just going to point this out to Nice Snow and Ismark.
Ismark would recognize that, I assume.
As soon as you
His
pointed
sister.
out, Ismark looks shocked. Like he's never been to Vallaki. Irina's never been to Vallaki. And he goes like right in behind you guys.
All right. But
He
before
stomps
they
in.
open
He
the
stomps
door-
into the shop, pushes past you guys,
Wait.
grabs the doll off
Naru's-
the pedestal, and shakes
No.
it in front of the shop owner's face.
No.
What is
He's
this?
too. He's
Naru was going to do
hot.
something before he did that,
No.
though.
Okay.
He's hot though. Naru.
Naru was going to try to stop everyone and say, like, I'm not sure how well this would have worked, but he was going to try to physically stop everyone before entering and say, we need to go about this carefully. We are in a dangerous situation where the entire city is
Pretty sure we all just burst in.
Well,
Roll for bursting in.
how do you try and stop them before Ismark bursts into the door?
Well, Naru would have tried to just go in front of the door and hold his arms out, and while saying this, you need to be smart about this. There's an entire city of people who are potential enemies. We will not survive this, and neither will Irina if we are rash.
So if you guys need a persuasion check for that, then
I'm more thinking it's up to you how you want to rule this.
If
I
she
was like
outrolls,
pointing
if
at
she
the
outrolls
door as I
us,
was walking in.
yeah, we're going in. If she outrolls us, let's make it happen.
Make
You can give
a-
her advantage if you want. Persuasion checks.
everyone just make a dexterity check. Everyone just make a
Dexterity.
dexterity check. Yeah.
Dex.
How do I double fail? How
I have
the
to
fuck?
ask,
Oh, check.
would
sorry.
mine be
I'm-
Dex or strength? Because I'd just be like walking straight through.
Sorry about the rules.
Hold on, I gotta take a second.
I mean, if you just push Nuru out of the way, then make an athletics.
Sure.
So you
That's,
barricade yourself in front of the door frame of the Blinsky's toy shop, and you say your spiel, and Ismark's like, looks very flustered at that, and you can see his now pale face is like his cheeks are glowing like red hot coals, and you can almost see like steam coming out of his ears. But when you say that, like we could be in a potential town of enemies, he like stops, and you can see that like instantly those dots kind of connect, and this is already way worse than what he was expecting when he brought Irina to Vallaki from Barovia. So he kind of takes a step back. He says, "You are right, but the longer we take, who knows what could be happening to my sister."
I agree. We just can't rush in here because if we mess up, we are not only putting our lives on the line, we are putting your sister's life on the line.
In response to that, I say, if you want to keep this civil, then you do the talking, and I'm going to pick him up and walk through the door.
Nuru will allow this.
And Rimpak is like, absolutely. We got to get to the bottom of this. This is too strange of a clue for Rimpak to not follow through immediately, because I am also with Nuru. With Nuru on this, that we got to go hurry quick. But this is strange. If this doll's already made, I mean, we're so close to the end for him to come there and say, "Hey, my sisters took," and then to come back and be like, "Hey, we get here real quick." I mean, we're talking what, 10 minutes between kidnapping and here for this doll already to be here?
Less than
If that.
less than
Right?
10.
We're
yeah.
talking.
That
This is
isn't
real
very far.
quick. This needs to be followed up with, and I think with gusto and a little bit of oomph. Veen, you know what I mean?
Nuru is going to say,
I've agreed to let Nuru do the talking.
Need to be smart.
Look more menacing, though. I mean, like real menacing, Veen. I want you
I
to
can't
really,
not look menacing.
like, really, bite your lip, let a little blood trickle out or something. 'Cause-
All he needs to do is pick up Nice Now, and then as soon as he enters the shop, throw the body on the ground. You do! No.
We can be menacing, but do not look as though we are going to attack.
I haven't drawn my weapon.
Nice Snow is still outside the shop, just looking at the doll. The rest of you are the ones panicking.
Is Ismark still going to grab the doll and shake it in the owner's face at this point?
Well, when you guys walk in after Nuru says that, he keeps his hands to himself. But as you guys are walking in, as soon as you walk in, you see kind of a plump man. He has a very neatly kempt goatee, though, but he's got these big kind of puffy cheeks and very kind of well-worn face. All the lines in his face are very, very deep and set. And you walk into the shop, and you kind of instantly see there's like a little monkey on the countertop, and he kind of looks up at you guys as you enter as well. And you see this man that's kind of wearing like, it's almost like a jester's outfit, but it looks like it's well worn with time and kind of moth-eaten. When you enter, you hear him say, "Welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky, where happiness and smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know a little child in need of joy, a little toy for a girl or boy?"
Suddenly, 3 frowns enter the building.
Naru's going to ask Veen to put him down very quickly.
You'd be able to climb down. Like I didn't like scoop you up. I just like picked you up to make you go through the door.
And
Yeah,
as you
you
guys kind of come through, you can kind of see more of the toys now. You see like kind of on the sill where the doll of Irina is on a pedestal in the center. There's like a headless doll, and there's like a little sack next to it that you can see like a bunch of heads in there that are like interchangeable. They all the heads look like they have their eyes and mouths stitched shut, though.
Is there a counter?
Yeah, there's a countertop. There's a countertop, and next to the monkey, there's like a miniature gallows, complete with like a trap door and and there's like a man, a little figure of a man hanging from a noose on the gallows. And when you all step in, the monkey like turns back to the gallows and he flips the little switch, and the trapdoor falls out and the man like swings.
I have a question. It sounds stupid. Which way does the door swing? Inward or outward?
Do we
Inward-
pull it or
in-
push it when we come in?
You push it, yeah.
All right, then I'm going to stand by the door and only allow people I want in.
Okay.
All right, Naru's going to walk up to the man and he says, "I'm going to make this quick. We do not mean any harm, but we have to know, when did you get this doll?" And he's going to point to the replica of Irina.
As he's asking this question, Rimpak is going to move behind the counter. I'm going to lift whatever I have to do to lift. I'm going to get behind the counter. I'm going to invade the serviceman's space.
He stands up
immediately.
from his little stool as you do, and he says, "There's no need for this. Please step back on the other side."
I'm
Naru's
gonna
gonna
put my quarterstaff down. I'm gonna lean on it gently, and I'm gonna let Nuru keep talking.
Nuru is going to give Rimpak a side glance.
He looks very confused.
Naru's gonna
Rimpak.
This man is evil.
I'm not sure how much
I know
Rimpak
he's
is able to tell, but Nuru is annoyed at Rimpak right now.
It's
Anyway,
fine.
he's going
Rimpak hates
to refocus his
evil.
attention onto
Smell it.
Blinsky, and he's going to say, "Just please, when was this doll created? When did you?"
He says, "I will be happy to answer any of your questions. If you can have your friend please step back to the other side of the counter."
And I say, you should probably just answer the questions. And I'm
Rimpak, please.
I'm gonna stand up listen, that doll looks just like our friend. She was taken not less than 10 minutes ago. Where and why do you have it?
He says, "I have been making those dolls for Ezek for years."
Do I know Ezek's name?
Ezek is the...
Yes.
Burgermaster?
No, it's the Burgermaster's henchman.
That's the guy with the weird arm.
The
Okay.
red-armed man, yes.
And I go, where would I find Ezek? And I get a little bit closer.
Well, during the day, he is enforcing the Burgermaster's will. All will be well in Vallaki.
Where would I find Ezek enforcing the Burgermaster's will? I need to know quickly. Sir, it's of the utmost importance.
Patrolling the town? I don't. He comes from time to time and asks for a doll, and I make it.
I look at Nuru and I'm like I give it like a look like what do you want to ask him? I don't know what to ask him.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
As he incites, Nice No will gently walk in.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't...
Sorry, Nuru. I was just... Rimpak is very...
He seems
And
like
does
he seems like he doesn't know what's going on. Like you feel like he's definitely answering your questions truthfully, but you don't think that he would know where Ezek is in any moment of the day. He says, if there are people who speak out against the Burgomaster, then Ezek squashes their flame. He throws them in the stocks, he breaks their will, he makes sure that they know that all will be well in Vallaki.
So Nuru is going to say to Rimpak, please back off.
Rimpak, at this point, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to back off and go back up on the counter.
He sits back down and he says, "And I'll have you know, I am good friends with the Burgomaster, and I've been making toys for Ezek for a long time. So, you would do you well to mind your manners in my shop."
Nice No actually talks and says, "How many dolls has this Ezek purchased?"
Well, Ezek is very specific about the dolls that I make for him, so they do take me longer than many of my toys. But I must have made him dozens.
Nice No looks to the rest of the group and she just has a thought bubble pop up in her head and she goes, "She looks like a doll, right?"
I look at Ismark and I look at him and I want to kind of read Ismark's face when this question's happened. She looks like a doll, right? Can I see what Ismark's emotional reaction is to that? Can I get a wisdom?
You're asking Ismark
Nuru,
if
by the way,
Irina looks like a doll?
mentioning that the down they sort of try to simulate.
Like the doll in the shop?
Like
Like
a
a doll in
doll
general.
in features and
Oh,
such.
Like,
no.
soft, pure.
I mean, Irina is she's fairly flawless, but she doesn't wear like tons of, she doesn't wear a lot of makeup. She doesn't look necessarily like a doll.
Rimpak is
This doll, it's more like this doll looks a lot like Irina,
right the other way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him a question. Ismark, have you been here before? Have you been to this town before?
Never.
I'm gonna turn to Gadolf and I want to ask him real quickly. How long have you making those dolls? And I'll point to the one that looks like Ismark's sister, Irina.
Ever since Izek was a little boy. The burgomaster would come in and say that Izek was having dreams about a girl. And so he would describe her and I would make a toy. And as Izek grew older, he would come in himself and say he wanted a doll. And
Where is Ezek's home? And I'll slam my I'll be very forceful in the eyes. Where's Ezek live? And I'm
Rimpak,
quite perturbed by this.
Izek
I can't help it.
stand down.
Tell me now.
Izek lives in the burgomaster's mansion, of course.
Nuru is
let's
going
go.
to forcibly. Nuru is going to
Rimpak
grab
leaves
onto
to
Rimpak's
the
arm.
mansion. So I wouldn't know where that is, and it's such a small town. I'm heading that way right now.
I have one question for the guy behind the counter.
Mhm.
When was the order placed?
This doll, I was told, was a very special doll. It had to be perfect. It took me almost 6 weeks to make.
I say thank you and then I leave.
Nuru is going to quickly ask, just wait for a minute for me. I will be out shortly. And he is going to turn to this man and say, I am terribly sorry for my companion's manners. I hope you understand that we are under an insane amount of stress and we do not mean you any disrespect.
Sick.
He said,
I was
And
born.
I'm
it
gonna
is going
kill
to hurt.
Ezek. I'm gonna kill him.
Did your character say that? Because I
No, I'm telling
he's
his
already
character-
outside.
His character's
I-
outside already,
Okay.
so
I'm hot. I don't like this. This guy's a creep. He's a perv. He's a weird perv since he's a kid. I don't like that. That's some messed up stuff.
he says, it's okay. I've had strangers come into my shop before. Would you like to buy something? I just made this as well. And he pulls up like a what looks like a merry-go-round. It's like a little toy merry-go-round. It's all made of wood. It's very neatly carved. But instead of like where horses would be, there are wolves. And in front of the wolves, around the circular merry-go-round, there are children, and the wolves are like snarling, and it looks like they're chasing the children. And he like holds up a finger and he starts to wind it, and it begins to make a very happy musical noise, but the wolves start to spin, and it looks like as they go around, like wolves chasing children. And he says,
Nuru will say, thank you, but I'm not at the moment. My friends need me you can, well, you saw them.
nice,
I'm glad Rimpak didn't see that shit. That would have been a fucking nightmare if I saw that shit.
nice to know. Like, are you leaving Nuru?
Nuru is trying to.
and as you say that, and you're like turning to leave, he like from under the counter he pops up with like a little ventriloquist doll that looks like Strahd, and he like does like a little like very shoddy ventriloquism, and he says, "Okay, we'll come back to Blinsky's if you want some toys."
Nuru wasn't trying to leave quite yet.
Oh.
And Nice at this point would probably realize that Nuru is trying to smooth things over so it doesn't bite them in the ass as he was doing
Veen was
before.
polite.
Nice no cares less about that. And as you're leaving, Nice no turns to the shop owner. Are you leaving Nuru?
No.
Okay, well, continue. That's all I was asking.
Rimpak still storming down the street towards the house.
Veen's following.
He's still got
So-
He's still got the like ventriloquist dummy resting on the counter.
It's
So
fine. We're
Naru's no
walking.
hard
You can run.
feelings. There's no hard feelings between us, are there?
He
Like, very genuinely.
he makes the Strahd's mouth move on the dummy, and he says, "As long as you say all will be well."
Naru's gonna smile. All will be well.
Then there's no trouble here.
Thank you. And Naru's gonna very hurriedly walk out of the shop. And as soon as he leaves the shop, he's just gonna hiss after Rimpak and then hurry after them.
By the way, Isaac, I've written down my notes. It's a dirty bird. He's a dirty, dirty bird. That's pretty bad as far as my notes go. He's a bad dude.
Oh,
You that you're gonna have to. I'm gonna crush his skull in, and have his brains leak out his ear holes. It's gonna happen.
So as Nuru leaves, Nice No turns around to the shop owner and goes, "Grim toys," and then she turns around and heads out. And she keeps pace with Nuru afterwards, and Nice No makes a comment to Nuru that I think this Isik is a collector.
Naru's gonna say, agreed, but that's not the problem right now. We need to calm these people down before they get us all killed. And
Well-
how long is it gonna take for, like, how quickly would Naru be able to catch up to?
Oh, you step out and you can see them down the road, only 100 feet in front of you.
I'm slow. Remember, my armor is too big for me.
Yeah, you look out.
I'm lumbering.
Yeah,
Brum,
you
brum,
come
brum
out.
with my
You look.
poncho.
You look right. You look left. Then you can see Veen and Rimpak marching through the streets of Barovia down
Yeah.
towards the Burgomaster's mansion.
Naru
I'm
will
telling
run-
V, like, that's the place. I'm like pointing at it, like, let's
Naru's
go.
gonna run after them as quickly as possible and then try to get Rimpak's attention.
Rimpak's like hurrying as fast as he can, and Veen's
I
just
am.
leisurely strolling.
I'm heated. I'm angry. I'm on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
By tier, I'm
But
on.
how-
a mission.
But would Naru be able to easily catch up to him?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You
Okay.
and
Yeah,
Nice No stride,
Shit.
Alright.
easily through the streets of Valaki and catch up
Alright.
with
So
Veen
I
and
am
Naru
Rimpak.
is
angry.
going to try to run in front of Rimpak repeatedly if he has to, and he's going to try to talk to Rimpak.
I also assume Ismark is following one of us.
All right. If you want to stop me from marching, Rimpak is going to need you to make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
can beat me.
Ismark had
Fine,
left
check.
with you, Veen, and Rimpak. He left at the same time.
So
You
Naru,
ain't beating that
once he
check.
catches up, as soon as Rimpak is like he's within Rimpak is like as soon as Rimpak can see and hear him, Naru's gonna say, "I am with you, but we need to be careful. Please listen to me. Please."
Rimpak's on a mission. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuade.
I need one for my characters to. How the fuck do you beat an 18? All right. Rimpak. Jesus Christ,
Charismatic
damn it.
rogues.
Right?
Charismatic rogues.
Jesus, Mother and Joseph. All right, I'm ready to kick some ass, but now I'm going to have to take a check. Hold on. All right, how do I react to that? I'll get really favorably. I'm like, I'll stop, and I look immediately concerned, as if like you coming and stopping me surprise. I'm like, I was like, Nuru, what could possibly be wrong? I'm like, this man is obviously up to no good. We must
I
crush
agree.
him.
I agree with you, but we need to be careful because, listen.
At the word careful, I look around like, what? Careful.
Listen, everybody in this-
Rimpak, make a perception check for me.
Okay. And it's right here. Ooh,
Yeah,
god
yeah.
damn.
Nuru's
Me
just
see good.
yeah.
Not good. That's not a good perception check.
You see red. That's all you see. Just
Well, no. Essentially, Nuru has kind of grabbed your full attention.
Okay.
So Naru's gonna say, even if because the people, everybody in everybody in this town is whispering this Burgomaster's wishes, except for maybe a select few. Just think, They could kill all of us and Irina if we are not careful about this. If we anger them too quickly, we might ruin a situation that we can never fix. I am with you. We are all with you. But please, we need to be careful about this.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at Ismark. I'm like, you love your sister, don't you, Ismark?
Of course I do. I would give my life for her.
I'll look at Nuru, and I'll say, and so will I.
And I am not losing another family member. I am not losing another friend.
Then I'll say, then you lead, but we're going.
Oh, I agree. We're going. But
Okay.
please.
So you guys continue down the boulevard towards the Burgomaster's...
Can I try and do something before we go in?
Yeah.
Can I snatch Rimpak's cane? Like, just without any indication, I just take his quarterstaff. What would you like me to roll?
I would say, it would probably be a, just a flat dex check against his passive perception.
My perception ain't all that great, so you might be able to get it. Not that time.
Yeah. It's like you try, but he's like walking with it in front of him,
Just moves it
so
slightly
yeah.
Would I notice Veen trying to
What's
snatch
your
I wasn't trying to hide it.
what's your passive perception? I'd say yes, since he didn't beat your check.
You
Yeah.
would have
It's
noticed
only
that.
a
I
plus,
didn't
it's only
try
a
and
plus
hide it.
one.
So it would have been...
Should I roll for it?
You have like an 11. No, you're good. You probably notice. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Maybe not. I mean, I rolled better than he did, but
Yeah. No, you do. That's all you got to beat
Oh.
is their roll on a
All
contested.
right. So
yeah.
what Rimpak does when he sees Veen pulling his staff, I'll just kind of like pull it away, like, what is that? I'll just like totally even ignore it. Just like that was just like that's mine. Why are you holding it? Like I just kind of snatched it away and like not even think about it.
Naru's gonna say he's worried you're gonna lose your temper again like you did in the shop. That's all.
I don't lose my temper. It's guided towards justice. Justice is important to me. I don't like shenanigans. This is shenanigans. I should get my broom. That's all I'm saying.
Just remember, some shenanigans might save Irina.
He does not lose his temper. He misuses it.
I'll play it nice with like, something like that.
Yes. How close? Because I imagine they're all walking at a more sedated pace now.
Yeah, I was about to pop you guys down on the map here.
I mean, to an extent, we're just stuck walking at Rimpak's pace.
Yeah.
And Naru's gonna say, like this time very like undertoned, but hopefully loud enough so those around the party can hear him. The city probably has eyes. Most cities do. Don't assume that our actions are unwatched.
Dean isn't worried.
Shit.
When is being worried?
I just got kicked out of Roll20. Hold on.
There's circumstances.
Talk about the weather.
I'm gonna
It's
go to
true.
the porcelain palace.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Gosh damn it.
Suddenly, a raccoon pops out of the alleyway.
Yeah. You are.
Ah!
I can't. Honestly, I can't believe I have not made like a raccoon swarm monster.
Hide your breadcrumbs. Hide your breadcrumbs. Shield your garbage cans.
That's now on the top of my D&D list. Is
Literally any time there's a giant rat. It's a giant.
raccoon swarm.
You know how great it would be to play an adventure where you're trying to chase down a raccoon that's trashing everybody's houses?
I need to write I'm not a huge fan of one shots, but I need to write a raccoon themed one shot.
Here's what you need. You need a raccoon. You need a
raccoon.
You need a robber crab. You need a crow, and all three of them are in cahoots.
That's more of
stealing things
a
started in town.
it's more of a mouse guard encounter, honestly. But
Okay, I'm back.
that's the only
I want-
that's the only other system I've ran a game before for is mouse guard. if you guys don't know what that is, everyone's mice.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is. Like the comics, etc. are really cool.
The tabletop game is cool too. The combat system is interesting. It's more of like a social combat more than a actually like hitting and killing things, and there's like results. It's interesting. It's weird, but it's interesting. It's a fun game though. It's a really fun game for role play heavy stuff. If you can like make yourself believe that you're a mouse, you know? Can't hear you, Rimpak.
I seen Ratatouille, a movie. I seen that.
Just like that.
Something like that.
I have
Basically.
that.
More like Rescuers Down Under.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like Rescuers Down Under for sure. Yeah.
And Farvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Secret of Nim.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
That movie.
That's definitely like Mouse Guard. Yeah, with higher technology.
All right, real quick. So we marched to Isaac's house, correctly?
No, you're heading.
No, we're the Burgomaster.
You're heading to the Burgomaster.
Burgomaster's mansion where Isaac lives, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're going where Isaac dwells because
That's
this guy
where
seems to be
that's
the
where
weird
Mr. Blinsky. Yes.
I mean, fudge up everybody on YouTube and Twitter. I don't speak swears. Swears are
Nah, man, fuck it. You can say whatever you want.
I mean, you have to.
This is not
I've only sworn in front of students once.
Curse of Strahd is not. I mean, I guess you could run any game as like a PG or PG-13 game, but Curse of Strahd itself is not a. It's more of an adult module.
It seems very hard to run much of these encounters completely PG-13. I mean, you gotta go more Deadpool with it. That's all I'm saying. I agree. By the way, Veen, your guy turned into a Roblox character several times now. You okay?
Yeah. This PC is a piece of shit. I really.
And Ryan keeps like, I swear you're a druid, Ryan. How many times you're transforming into a raccoon?
I got kicked out, and then it's trying to kind of resync itself. Yeah. So, am I good now? Can you see me now? Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good. Right?
I have everyone on mine, which is just what's.
I see everybody but Veen. Veen, Rivik's is.
Yeah. So.
Ryan, can you see me? Otherwise,
yeah, I can see you absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right, that's
What's
fine.
up, mate?
You're all good. Yeah.
And Rimpak looks like a fish.
I'm a fish man for you. All right, hold on.
Yep.
Let me fix that. Reload that because I see everybody else. And I'm using Google Chrome, and usually Chrome works pretty well for this.
Let me know when we're starting because I have a line.
We've never stopped.
I mean, restarting the game.
Oh, okay.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
All right. This is FY. So we're outside Isaac's house. I see me. Now I see Rivik's. I see Nice now. I see everybody. Does everybody see me?
Sort of.
I mean, are you lucky enough to see me?
Now
I
Steven's
shouldn't
gone.
say you see me. Are you fortunate
Sort of.
enough?
All right. Here's what
I
we're
see
gonna do.
everybody.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna count down from 5, and then we're all gonna not refresh our page, but hit reconnect in the Roll20 settings. Okay.
I mean,
5.
doesn't everyone have everyone already?
No, now Nice No's gone for me. So we're gonna do it all at once, and we're never gonna talk about it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Jackson, I don't doing it.
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I looked for it. I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. So in the cogwheel, if you go on the cogwheel in Roll20 and you scroll down to what you broadcast and receive, under that there's a little button that says reconnect. That will get your camera back, and usually everyone else's camera back better than refreshing your page. Yeah.
I got everyone. So
I got Nuru. Yeah, let me just refresh that again. Frankie.
I have everyone but Ryan.
I have everyone but Nuru. So
roll 20.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's okay. The thing I really want to know is, when we're approaching this place, when Nuru comes up and stops us from like really basically going down and kicking in the door,
Hmm.
how
Oh,
close
phew,
are we?
sorry.
Are
Well,
we,
well,
like,
you're getting
are
close
we-
enough now, so like you can you at least know where the the burgomaster's mansion is, Rimpak. You might not necessarily have gone and checked it out while you were here before, but you're getting closer to it, and you can tell like it's a mansion. This mansion that is like coming up down the road.
Are there guards or people moving?
There's nobody. There's no guards out front. There's no
I want to approach the
a
front
a
door.
pair of like common women come out of the front door, but they just kind of like head down the street in the opposite direction after they walk out.
All right.
Um,
If they make hello, ladies, kind of like a respectful nod.
Tips his fedora.
Whatever. I'll tip my neckbeard fedora.
yeah,
Like,
they both give you a very tight-lipped smile and like hurriedly walk off,
Yeah, that's
in the
hot.
other
I like
direction.
that.
But you do see the mansion, the burgomaster's mansion. It's made of walls of plastered stone. The house looks like it's heavily scarred, and plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window of the domicile, including a large arched opening above the mansion's double entrance doors.
Alright, before they all head in, Naru's going to once again like try to motion for the party to stop and say, you might want to let me do most of the talking. Like, by all means, feel free to say stuff, but please, I mean this in the best of ways, but please keep your tongue in check.
All right,
And
real
no
quick,
matter-
how hey DM, how
Yeah.
many cat people have we seen in town since we've been here?
Zero.
There's never one.
Zero.
Okay, so I'm gonna politely like Naru, like listen. There's not a lot of cat people around.
You are also a
Maybe-
fool sometimes.
I'm gonna adjust my poncho over my holy symbol. I'm gonna say maybe Nice No should lead.
No, I've heard her speak.
Nice No should lead.
No,
And actually, Rimpak,
you really shouldn't.
before when you were staying in the inn, you had one of the I could be contradicting myself from a previous session, but whatever. You had one of the rooms on the inner portion of the inn, where you saw that weird steampunk man come out from, and in your room there before you met the party, there were a couple of wolf heads kind of mounted on the wall, and also a tabaxi head.
What?
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna essentially say like, listen, Naru,
Shit.
it might be a good idea if you let one of us, and I'll point to Veen and Nice No and to myself, do the talking. No offense, nice. No offense, Naru, but there aren't many of you people. I'm gonna say really like
Veen
you
is going to
people
interrupt you at this
kinda wise.
point. He's going to
Like,
say, "You're all outsiders anyway. It doesn't matter who talks," and be just like,
The
push it
ruse-
past.
I'm being like deliberately like not offensive, by the way. at
The
this-
ruse is going to tell him to speak plainly. What exactly are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is individuals who look like you aren't really around here very often.
I get that. What else are you
So
trying
what I'm saying is maybe we can make more headway with one of the normal looking folks.
Yes,
Now,
normally, however,
The normies. I'm gonna really emphasize the word normal. Like
yeah,
it's
the root's
slow
not going to
motion.
buy that. Like, unless you,
So Veen, I'm just gonna ask real quick, Veen and Nuru, can you guys just refresh your cam for me one more time?
I'm having to
Um,
refresh the whole site. Give me a minute.
I lost Veen. I see Naru's painted character, which by the way, Naru, the little like guy you have for Roll20 is fantastic. Did you make that yourself?
I did.
Yep.
That's
Also,
really good. That's
this
awesome.
part-
Frankie
Roll20 has
original.
been Roll20 has been unresponsive for like the past 5 minutes for me. I don't know why. Nothing is responding.
Oh, really?
I reconnected and I got it back.
Same. I'm reconnecting now.
Hey Frankie, real quick,
I'm gonna
what
have to
browser
exit
in Chrome?
Chrome.
Close it
Firefox.
all the way out and open it all the way
That's what I'm trying to do, but it won't let
Yeah.
me. I'm gonna have to
Really?
control it. Sorry about
Strahd, stop messing with roll 20.
So you know what?
Restart your
Actually,
computer.
here's what we'll do.
Probably the
Like
best
we'll just do our
Break time.
we can do our 5-minute break. Yeah, that's okay. So I'll
Yeah, restart. Nuru.
I'll
That's the only
do,
thing you can fix that.
I'll
Chrome
stop
breaks
recording and I'll turn the broadcast audio off. So we'll take our 5-minute break here. You know, I appreciate anybody who's sticking with us through this technical shit show. And you know,
Well, I think we're very enjoyable.
no, we are for sure. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. But we'll come back after our 5-minute break, and hopefully things will smooth out a little bit.
All right, so